God has sad news for you today, and I need you to listen carefully with an open heart. You've been hoping, praying, and waiting to be included in something special, but the divine message is clear. You're not joining this time. This isn't the devastating news it appears to be. And it's definitely not because you're forgotten or unloved. God is speaking directly to your spirit right now with this message, because there's something much more important you need to understand. This exclusion is actually divine protection and preparation working in your life, guiding you towards something far greater than what you're missing. As you hear these words, know that God sees your disappointment and the questions in your heart about why you're being left behind. It's natural to feel hurt, confused, or even angry when doors close or when others are chosen and you're not. But remember that God's love for you is so deep that sometimes He protects you from what seems good but isn't right for your journey. This message about not joining isn't meant to discourage you, but to redirect your path toward His perfect will. You're receiving this revelation because God wants to prepare you for something better. Even when exclusion feels like rejection, trust that this divine timing is actually positioning you for a blessing that's specifically designed for your unique purpose and calling. As you process this news about not joining, take this moment to honestly examine where you are in your spiritual journey right now. Just like a pilot checks every system before takeoff, God is checking your spiritual readiness before allowing you into certain situations or opportunities. Look at the areas of your life that still need God's touch. Perhaps there's unforgiveness you're holding on to, pride that needs to be broken, or faith that needs to grow stronger. Hold on to your dreams and desires, but release the timeline and methods you've planned in your own understanding. Just like a jeweler carefully examines a diamond before setting it in a precious crown, God is still refining the precious qualities in your character. The pressure and heat you've been feeling aren't meant to destroy you, but to prepare you for something magnificent. This period of not being chosen isn't punishment or abandonment, it's divine preparation. Sometimes God's greatest mercy is saying, "Not yet," when we're pushing for right now. Because He can see the complete picture of our lives while we can only see this moment. This news about not joining represents more than just a missed opportunity. It's a sacred pause in your spiritual journey where God is asking you to trust His perfect timing. It's a moment for you to deepen your relationship with Him and discover that your worth isn't determined by what you're included in or excluded from. Face this disappointment with faith, knowing that God's love for you never changes whether you're chosen first or asked to wait. There's a beautiful, loving plan unfolding in your life, and sometimes that plan includes seasons of preparation that feel like rejection. These waiting periods aren't empty time. They're full of divine purpose. Every moment of exclusion can become a classroom where you learn patience, humility, and deeper trust in God's ways. When disappointment tries to steal your joy, remember that God is always working behind the scenes on your behalf. In your prayers during this time, you'll find comfort and clarity about why this exclusion is actually protection. God isn't keeping good things from you. He's keeping you for something better. Your prayers will reveal that being left out of one opportunity is often God's way of saving space in your life for His best plan to unfold perfectly. As we explore God's perfect timing in your life, I want to help you stay connected to more divine revelations like this one. If this message about God's protective timing is speaking to your heart right now, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel to receive more spiritual guidance during your seasons of waiting and preparation. Pay close attention to the signs around you that confirm why you're not ready to join what you're hoping for yet. These aren't random disappointments. They are divine indicators showing you exactly what needs attention in your spiritual life. As you reflect on your recent experiences, you might notice feelings of spiritual restlessness, moments when you've acted out of emotion rather than wisdom, or times when pride has influenced your decisions more than humility. You might find yourself struggling with comparison to others, feeling bitter about others' success, or trying to force doors open through your own effort rather than trusting God's timing. These patterns aren't signs of failure. They're loving signals from God showing you the areas He wants to strengthen before He opens the next chapter of your life. Trust the quiet voice in your spirit that whispers, "Wait," when you want to rush ahead. That inner knowing that something doesn't feel quite right yet is your connection to divine wisdom guiding you toward proper preparation. When you feel a check in your spirit about moving forward, that's God protecting you from entering something before you're spiritually equipped to handle it. These intuitive moments are like divine guardrails, keeping you safely on the path toward His best for your life. Honor these feelings and let them guide your patient preparation. Remember, you're not walking through this exclusion alone or forgotten by heaven. God is intimately aware of your disappointment and is surrounding you with His presence during this challenging time. Around you right now is a host of guardian angels, spiritual guides, and heavenly helpers, all working to comfort your heart and prepare you for what's coming next. This sad news about not joining isn't meant to isolate you, but to draw you closer to God's heart where true security is found. Feel deeply grateful for this divine protection, even though it doesn't feel like protection right now. It shows how carefully God is watching over your life and how committed He is to your ultimate success and happiness. Each day you trust His timing instead of fighting against it brings you one step closer to understanding His perfect love for you. The universe itself is conspiring for your good, even in this moment of exclusion. Nothing can separate you from God's love. Not being passed over, not being left behind, not waiting longer than others. His love for you is constant and unchanging, working tirelessly to position you for His very best. Divine timing. God's perfect clock is operating with precision in your situation right now. When you receive news about not joining something at the exact moment when you need to hear it most, that's sacred timing protecting your future. These moments reveal that you're completely connected to God's plan for your life, even when that plan includes waiting periods that test your faith and patience. As these confirmations about divine timing appear in your life, let them build unshakable confidence in God's love for you. Each sign that points to not yet is actually pointing towards something better that God has planned specifically for you. Pay careful attention to how these experiences of exclusion are shaping your character and deepening your relationship with God. These aren't random delays or cruel disappointments. They're carefully orchestrated preparations for the exact right moment when everything will align perfectly. God's timing considers factors you can't see and prepares you for blessings you haven't even imagined yet. Keep your heart soft and receptive to these divine messages about timing. The more you trust His schedule instead of demanding your own, the more clearly you'll see His hand working in every detail of your life. Just as you're receiving this divine message about God's perfect timing in your life, your support helps us continue sharing these important revelations with others who are also struggling with disappointment and exclusion. A small super thanks of $5, $10, or $20 enables these messages of hope and divine timing to reach people who desperately need to hear that their exclusion is actually God's protection. As you navigate this period of not being chosen, believe with all your heart that this exclusion will produce incredible spiritual growth in your life. Just like a butterfly must struggle in its cocoon to develop the strength needed for flight, you're developing spiritual muscles during this time of waiting that you'll need for what God has prepared for you. God orchestrates these seasons of exclusion with perfect wisdom, even when they feel unfair or confusing from your limited perspective. Focus all your energy on growing stronger in faith, patience, and character, because these qualities are your foundation for handling future blessings. When you remain faithful during exclusion and keep your heart pure despite disappointment, miraculous transformations begin happening inside your spirit. Opportunities you never imagined start opening up in your life, and you realize that what you thought you wanted was actually much smaller than what God had planned. Every day you choose trust over bitterness during this waiting period brings you closer to becoming the person God created you to be. Stay authentic in your faith, because your genuine relationship with God is your greatest treasure during seasons when nothing else makes sense. As you work through the disappointment of not joining what you hoped for, make it your daily practice to declare, "I trust God's timing in my life." Speak these words every morning with complete faith and confidence. This simple but powerful affirmation creates a shield of peace around your heart that disappointment and comparison cannot penetrate. When feelings of being left behind start overwhelming you, or when you see others getting what you wanted, stop everything and take a deep breath. Use these moments to quiet the noise of disappointment and reconnect with the God who loves you perfectly. Trust completely that He is working every single detail for your ultimate good, and start each new day thanking Him for protecting you from what isn't meant for you. When you fill your thoughts with gratitude for God's wisdom rather than complaints about His timing, you create space in your life for the right opportunities to find you. Align your heart with patience and trust, knowing that divine help is actively working in your situation, even when you can't see it. Your unwavering faith in God's goodness is the key that will eventually unlock every door He wants opened in your life. During this season of exclusion, you're not just learning personal lessons about faith and patience, you're also being equipped to help others who will face similar disappointments in their own journeys. This experience of not being chosen is giving you a ministry of comfort that you'll use to encourage people who feel forgotten or left behind. Each day of trusting God through disappointment gives you new tools to share hope with those around you who are struggling with their own exclusions. As you pray for understanding and connect more deeply with God during this time, remember to reach out to trusted friends who can remind you of God's faithfulness. Your testimony of trusting God through disappointment will inspire and strengthen others who might be ready to give up on His promises. Use your story of patient waiting to bring light into someone else's season of darkness. Choose to see each day as an opportunity to demonstrate God's peace in the middle of uncertainty, showing others that faith doesn't depend on getting what we want when we want it. Together we grow stronger in faith, supporting each other through seasons of exclusion and celebrating when God's perfect timing is finally revealed. In closing, as we accept this news about not joining and whatever emotions it brings, let's move forward with hope and complete trust in God's perfect plan. Be ready to embrace this season of preparation, face disappointment with unwavering faith, and recognize every blessing that comes from trusting divine timing. Put all your confidence in the power of prayer and in God's constant love for you. During waiting periods, you're on a path to something beautiful, surrounded by divine love and being strengthened through patient preparation. Keep declaring, "I trust God's timing in my life," and watch His perfect plan unfold in ways that exceed your expectations. If this message has brought you peace about God's timing in your situation, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more divine guidance during seasons of waiting. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a message of hope or encouragement meant specifically for you. When you share this video, you help others who are struggling with exclusion and disappointment find the same peace you're discovering. Dear Lord, please give us patience to trust your perfect timing and the wisdom to see your love working even through disappointment. Help us rest in your plan. Amen. Before we end, I want to leave you with this final encouragement about God's incredible plan for your life. This exclusion you're experiencing right now is not the end of your story. It's actually the beginning of a chapter you haven't imagined yet. God never abandons his children, and he never forgets the promises he's made to you. What feels like being left behind is actually being set apart for something extraordinary that requires the exact preparation you're receiving right now. Keep your faith strong during this waiting period, because exclusion is often God's way of protection and preparation for inclusion at a level you've never experienced before. Your breakthrough is being prepared in heaven right now, designed specifically for the person you're becoming through this process. Stay faithful, keep trusting, and expect God's perfect timing to astound you with his goodness. You are loved, you are chosen, and your time is coming. If this message has touched your heart or helped you find peace in God's timing, consider showing your appreciation with a super thanks of $5, $10, $20 or more. Your support helps us continue sharing these messages of hope with others who need divine encouragement. Please share in the comments what spiritual topics about trusting God's timing you'd like to hear in our next video. Your suggestions help us bring you exactly the guidance your heart needs most.